Studies show that roughly 22 veterans a day commit suicide all across the country.
This alarming number inspired one artist to raise awareness for veterans suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a series of portraits currently on display here in Columbus called Depicting the Invisible.
I spent 2 years traveling around the country, meeting with veterans, learning their stories, and photographing their portraits.
2 emotional yet powerful years for Susan J. Barron as she embarked on sharing the stories of veterans suffering with PTSD.
Their experience of what it's like to have PTSD is graffitied and layered over their portraits.
The portraits on display at the National Veterans Memorial and Museum capture the piercing, vulnerable gaze of real veterans.
And I think that's really important because I don't want you to be able to look away. I want people to bear witness to these stories.
Using black and white photography, Susan weaves the veterans' words between their visual images to create each unique portrait. As president and CEO of the museum, Lieutenant General Michael Farrader says the exhibit brings the conversation about PTSD out of the shadows of shame and into the light of acceptance.
Someone will come in and say, you too, you people in this exhibit also, I have the same feelings, the same thoughts, the same fears.
Thoughts and fears, General Farrader says, plagued military members even more throughout the 20-year war on terror.
These are wounds as a result of the hardship of deployments or the hardship of training.
Wounds that can manifest in veterans and active duty service members at various times.
I think all military members really believe, I'll never leave a fallen comrade to fall into the hands of the enemy.
And he believes that bond transcends the combat zone. Once home from deployment, General Farrader suggests service members establish a text or phone call chain to check in with their fellow comrades, veterans, or loved ones.
Those who are Army strong when they came in can walk back across that bridge and be good again.
And Susan hopes her work will inspire others to lend a helping hand to veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war.
We have to break down the stigma around talking about suicide, about talking about issues of mental health, because it stops people from coming forward and getting the help that they deserve.
And Depicting the Invisible is on display through February of next year. They also have a number of resources along the wall. If a veteran sees the work, triggers something, and they need a call for help.
Are they able to get veterans out to this exhibit? Is that something that
it's always free
for?
At the museum? Yeah. Every veteran, it's free for them to attend and go see. And something interesting too that Susan told me, her kids were going to school with 2 military wives who they were nervous when their husbands were deployed. Those husbands eventually committed suicide, and that's what initially inspired Susan to say, I have to do something.
Well, her work's inspiring.
Very
Appreciate
powerful.
the stories, Audrey. Thank you.